The testing from my game CBallMaze Java. This will be the final testing for problem solving assignment 2. So if I press the button in Eclipse, I will get a warning message. This is because of how the icon for Mac operating system is. As mentioned and documented in my report, this section of the code is from 2012, so I assume it's outdated. However, it does serve the purpose for this. First, I will demonstrate options 1, 2 and 3. So if I press option 1 and 2, the option number will be displayed, including the square count of the position of the starting ball. Same for option 2. We have option 2 and square count being 1, option 3 and square count being 192. If I press the exit button, it will close the menu bar. So for scenario, if I press edit, I can add a keyboard input, which I'll demonstrate later. The user can learn the controls. There's a help button where the user can report bugs and issues, including an about section of the game. Next, I will demonstrate the movement for the ball. So if the user presses the left arrow button, the square count will decrease, the direction will be set to west, including the compass, and the timer will begin. If the user presses right, the square count will increase and the direction set to east, along with the compass. If the ball is able to fall down and sand space is below, the ball will fall and play a sound. And once it reaches its finishing square, the timer will stop so they can see how many seconds they've completed the game. For option 2, there is a button where they can press the middle button, for example, and jump 2 spaces to the right. This helps with this sort of map. So if they fall in this half, they can go over to that half, but if they jump over to this half using the ×2 button, they can complete the maze. So once it hits the winning square, again the timer will stop. I can reset the application by pressing the reset button and it will load to its default opening state. If I press the act button for option 1, the timer will start and the ball, during every click, move 1 space to its finishing position. Reset the application again. I can press run and it will carry out the same function, although this is done on the timer. I can change the timer speed by hitting reset, put it down to the fastest speed and press run. Timer will stop, took 2 seconds to complete that. I can reset again, go to option 2. The act button carries out the same movement, although it will go to this square. Timer will stop. If I go to option 3, press the act button, then it will carry out as well. If you go to option 2, every time I press an option, it does reset the timer. I can change the speeds from the fastest on this one. We'll complete it in 1 second. If I go to option 3 and press run, it will complete the maze in 3 seconds. The square count and the option is reflected. So for additional user interaction, I do have the ×2 button. I also have the option of the user being able to use keyboard input. So if the user presses the left or right arrow keys, they're able to move the ball. At the moment I'm pressing the arrow keys. Once the ball is on the bottom, the ball is also able to travel up, although not far, Because the time full method is running when the user presses left or right, as this checks if the ball can move down. Once the user presses left or right again, they can't move back up. For option 2, they can use left and right arrow keys again. This is what I'm pressing. I've not yet implemented a button for jumping 2 spaces, although I will implement this to the spacebar. So the user goes bottom, they go to the top, they fall down, take 20 seconds. Option 3, I can use the arrow keys again. Just navigate my way through the maze. And you're going to win. The only downside of this is I think as I click on a button, that button becomes in focus, so I'm no longer able to use the arrow keys. I instead have to click on the maze to then use the arrow keys. So I think this is one downside to what I have implemented. Although when I do press the left and right arrow keys, the direction and square count is also reflected. And to disable the arrow keys, go back in, press no. So I can no longer use the arrow keys, and I can use these keys instead. Just navigate through the ball. Another thing, the title is set to CBallMaze application. I cannot resize the application, however I can move it about the center of the screen. So that has been my full testing. Thank you.